right. It is 8:33 a.m. on a Saturday, the last day of the year 2022. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm going to be honest. This might have been the fastest year of my life. It went by in an absolute blur. Um, it started very big, very loud, very bright, very busy. Um, there was a lot going on. But it's finishing in a better place overall, so that's good. But damn, did it just blaze by? Absolutely blazed by. But it's over now. So tomorrow, 2023. I always get very introspective at the end of a year. I know that like time is relative and a construct and blah blah blah, but like I buy into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a year is a good measurement, a good enough measurement of things. And so I always look at the year that has happened and the year that is coming up. And I always feel like the most critical of myself, but also the most hopeful for like new things. So it's always like very emotional, which is a great time to run 5 games in a row. Because after our Christmas break is over, which it's over now, we're jumping back in. We got a game at 10. We got another game tonight at 8. We've got a game tomorrow morning at 10. We got another game tomorrow night at 8. And then we've got another game Monday night at 8. And we're going to be down players in a lot of these games because this is still the end of that holiday season, and we've still got a couple people that are out and about. But I don't like taking too much time off from the games because I don't want to lose the momentum. So, speaking of momentum, where were we, right? I was actually listening to last session while I was having some breakfast, and apparently they are fighting Ozyrandian in the swamps. And so we'll need to kind of like revisit that and figure out what we're going to do about that. Yeah. And there's a few bookkeeping things that we need to do as well. So we need to take care of all of that as well. So, it's just going to be a bunch of like catching up and organizing today. And if we get our feet underneath us and sort of figure out what the hell's going on, we could certainly expand and start trying to cover some of the other stuff that we've got to do. All right, so first thing I needed to do, Barnabas asked me for a copy of his token about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, sure, as soon as I get to my computer. And then I forgot, and then he forgot, and then back and forth ad nauseum. So I'm going to go ahead and give him all the tokens right now before I forget. I hope that this is what he was asking for. Let's see. Oh, that's not the right one. I thought this was Agent Benny. Shouldn't he have like his like tuxedo on or some shit? There we go. And then Skull Lord Barnabas. It's always fun to see how many tokens people have by the end of a campaign. Let's see. Post that one in. All right. Cool. I think I sent him the right stuff. We will see. All right. The next thing that we need to do is there's going to be a new character joining us. So I have to see where this new character is. Let's see. We've got tokens for the new guy, and we've got art for the new guy, but I don't think we have the new guy. So That's a whole thing. Um, hmm. Let's see what else we've got going on here. Barnabas, Layla, Guy. Okay, player characters. All right. We're going to duplicate Guy. And let's see. All right. So I think I sent him the right stuff. That's good. And now I'm waiting to hear back from Ark because Ark has kind of seen the writing on the wall, and he doesn't think that Guy is going to make it realistically out of this fight. And rather than use a fate point and keep going, he wants to die horribly and switch characters. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna horribly massacre Guy tonight or today, and then his new character is going to start pretty much right after the battle, or perhaps in the battle, depending on where they are at as far as the battle is going. All right, let me see if there's any Red Hand Doom notes on my post-its. We have, let's see, mirror image. There is only one left, and then some notes about fairy dust. So I guess we're doing okay on that. I don't know what his action economy is looking like. So let's hop over into that fight real quick and see if we can get a better sense of what's going on. I think we're in this marshy swamp, which is by, I believe, 2-minute maps made this one. Are they called 2-minute maps still? Let's see. 2-minute tabletop maps. Yeah, so 2-minute tabletop maps made this map. And with the right lighting and everything, it's actually quite spooky. All right, so there's a shitload going on here. According to the initiative tracker, we ended with it going to Osrandian's turn. Oh, shit. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that at all. He's going to have his full action economy, and Guy is down, and he will just, I guess, just kill Guy is the goal there. So, yeah. Now, dice are fickle things, and so even with advantage, Guy's got a pretty good armor class here of, let's see, 18. So, ideally, Osrandian could kill him with 3 attacks, but it might not make it. And then he doesn't have his breath either, which is a whole thing. But there's also the issue of Guy starting his turn inside the cloud, which could kill him as well. So, I'm looking for any sort of like guaranteed damage that he could do, but all of his spells are, fuckery based, so I don't think he has any like direct damaging spells. So yeah, he's just gonna have to claw bite his way to victory, I guess. Maybe a couple of tail slaps. I don't think this dragon does tail slaps though. His tail is too dainty. All right. So they'll finish up that fight. I anticipate that they will probably kill Osrandian. You can't have a dragon boss like kill a party member that's already escaped once and then have it escape again. And with Jurt Bandon, like Super Ranger and like their insane ranged attacks and whatnot, it would be very difficult for him to get away. But Osrandian does have a lot of teleportation moves. He does have a lot of mobility. He's already used this illusionary terrain for the day, but he has plenty of charges left of major image, of invisibility, all that shit. Yeah. So, I don't know. He could create a major a major image of himself for them to continue to fight as he sneaks away. That could certainly be something that he does. If he sneaks away, their morale will be very, very low. Like, they will be very upset. Can I live with them being very, very upset is a question I will have to answer. Now, in this adventure, killing Osrandian scores you victory points. If you don't have enough victory points, you will lose the Battle of Brindle, is what happens. So for how I'm going to run it is any of these monster lords or blood lords who lives to the Battle of Brindle, that will represent an area of the city that is lost, which honestly, I probably need something similar to that for Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, because there's a big battle in that, because as I pointed out innumerable times, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords follows this Red Hand of Doom script, almost like chapter for chapter, event by event. It's the similarities between the two adventures are eerie, to say the least. To say that Odyssey might have just been cribbed off of Red Hand of Doom, I ain't blaming him. Red Hand of Doom's a great campaign, but a lot of similarities there. Not that, that's not a trope of fantasy to have heroes travel around, try to gain allies against an incredible force, and then you have a big battle at the end, but I digress. So, will Osrandian try to flee? If I'm playing the character accurately, I think he would try to flee. I don't believe he would stay here and die. I don't think that would happen. So, in all likelihood, they're going to try to get as much killing done as possible, and then get the hell out of there. So it's going to be a rough-ass fight this morning. If they aren't able to kill Osrandian, Osrandian will flee. Where will Osrandian flee to? We should probably go to the map for more on that. So let's head back to El Surveil and take a look. Waiting for the party when they get back into the Witchwood is going to be the Jabberwocky, which is trying to kill Jurt. So they might be going from one terrible fight into another. I think Osrandian would probably flee west across Lake Reston, because it would assume that the party would be unable to follow it across the lake. And then it would make its way back to the Old Road Inn, which has been converted into the base camp for the Red Hand. If the party did pursue Osrandian back to the lake, they would need to worry about crossing the lake. Then they would find out about the headquarters. All of this is fine because it's all burning down the timer, because this is a timed campaign. So everything they do is costing them time. And the more time they spend, the less allies they can make before the big battle. So if Osrandian can keep them distracted, that's a win for him. Dying would give them access to his body for materials and all that kind of stuff. So that's a whole thing. Now, when I say access to the body, we do use like rudimentary crafting stuff. And there is a player crafter in this campaign. I often recommend when you do a campaign that you pick one particular way of like building things. You either have an NPC crafter, you have a player character crafter, or you use some sort of crafting system. People like crafting stuff, but sometimes it's enough for them to just say, oh, I collect these things and I give it to someone else and they make it. And then sometimes a group just has one person that's real horny to build things. And then you say, do you want to be the person that crafts everything in the game? And then they get very excited. So that's kind of what's going on in this game. All right. So we're going to go to our harvesting folder. Harvesting and loot. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and open up, we'll do Ann Gergeson's monster loot. There we go. And then we're also going to look at Hammond's monster loot as well, because this boy is, oh, not your herbs, Hammond. I just want the real book. There we go. All right. Maybe. All right. So Ann stuff generally is going to be more practical. Hammond stuff is going to be over the top. So Anne stuff is stronger than getting nothing, and in some cases is very strong, especially if you have a low magic game and you want a lot of consumables. Anne Gregerson is the best for that. But if you have an over-the-top, like high-powered campaign, Hammond's is going to deliver much stronger, better stuff. So the first thing we're going to look for is the green dragon, because he does share some qualities with a green dragon. And he is an adult green dragon, so we're going to go down to adult green dragon. Adult green dragon is going to drop his poison gland, which can explode as a bomb, which is kind of hype. And then he's going to have his claws, which will deal extra poison damage if they're turned into daggers. His fangs, which you can get up to 2, which can be turned into short swords. I would say also scimitars. And then you've got the green dragon hide, which can give you poison resistance armor. Green dragon lung tissue, which gives you the amphibious ability. Then there's the green dragon scales, which you can use to create scale mail armor. Green dragon teeth, which can make poison arrows or crossbow bolts. And then we've got green dragon wings, which can make you a resistance cloak, but I don't think they're going to have time to build such a thing. Maybe they will. I think what's-his-face can build things at half the normal time, so 15 days to get a resistance cloak. That's not too bad. So now we're going to look at the green dragon and Hammond's to kind of compare the difference. And again, hold on to your hats, because Hammond's is almost always much stronger. So we will see. It's searching. It's searching. It's not showing me anything. Okay. Let's scroll down. Harvest table. I don't know, D for dragons? Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Oh, that's probably why we couldn't see it, because of how they have it set up. Let's see. Dinosaurs, Dracolich, Dragon, Dragon Shadow, Dragon. Alright, so Dragon has a huge section. Going down to Adult. Dragon Flesh, you can eat. Dragon Blood can be used to make potions of dragon strength, which is a whole thing, I guess. Dragon Teeth, let's see. You can make arrows. Alright, so that's the same. Dragon Bones was not covered by the first one, but by Anne, but that you can make dragon bone weapons. Dragon Horn can be used to make a wand. Let's see. Dragon Scales can be used to make a bag. Or can be used to make scale mail armor, which we already covered. Dragon Breath. This can be used to make Dragon's Wrath, which I'm not sure what that is. I guess we got to go to the end of the book and find out. And then it's weird, right? Because I've been using this book forever, but generally in Odyssey, they don't kill any dragons that they run into. So we've never had to look it up and find out what the dragons could make. I think this might be the first time people have actually killed a dragon and harvested it while I've had these rules. So we'll see what happens. Metallic dragons are considered to be less violent than their chromatic cousins. Secondary breath weapon pouch. Dragon's Mercy. The wings can be used to make a cloak of dragon flight. Ooh, that's a lot more exciting than the other thing. Okay. So let's go to the end of the book. And let's see what we've got. Got some NPCs. Got a new background, some new feats. Alright, here we go. We've got Wand of the Undergrowth, Wand of Confusion, Troll Amulet. Let's see. Staff of something or other, Skull of Revelation, Shield. Where are these dragon goods? Probably in the D section, if I'm being honest. Potion of Rage, Potion of Ogre Strength, Potion of Dragon Strength. Here we go. All right, Potion of Dragon Strength. The rarity and strength of this potion differs depending on the age category of the dragon. When you drink it, you recover hit points corresponding to the rarity of the potion. In addition, you gain resistance to the damage type that the dragon had. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm all right with that. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. They're probably just all up in the D section. Ba, ba, ba. I can't recall any of them not starting with the word dragon, so. Alright. Dragon Bone Weapon. You have a bonus to your attack and damage rolls with this weapon, corresponding to its rarity. In addition, when you roll a 20 on your attack roll, the target takes an additional damage equal to the dragon's typing. Attacks made with this weapon have advantage against any dragon-type creatures. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Dragon's Wrath. Dragon's Wrath, Wormling's Dragon Prowess, blah, blah, blah. This leathery pouch is repurposed from a Dragon's Breath weapon pouch and has some of the potency reduced in exchange for long-term usability. While holding this, you may spend an action to squeeze the bag, making a wet farting sound, forcing all creatures in a 15-foot, 30-foot, 60-foot, or 90-foot cone to make a very manageable saving throw, or take some damage of the type related to the dragon. Once you have used it, you can't use it again for 1d4 hours. Well, that's interesting. Alright, Dragon's Mercy. While holding this item, you spend an action to squeeze the bag, create an effect identical to the non-damaging breath weapon. Oh my god! Paralysis breath on tap? Holy shit. That's very strong. A Dragon Wand. If you make a wand out of a dragon's horn or spine, while holding this wand, you gain a bonus to attack rolls determined by the wand's rarity. In addition, you have advantage on any spell attack roll you make that deals the same damage type as the dragon this wand was crafted from. If that spell attack hits, you also deal extra damage dice of the damage type equal to the spell attack bonus granted by this item. If the spell uses extra damage dice of that damage type equal to the spell attack. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Oh, man. Okay. What else do we got? Dragon Stone. Only available if you have a Dragon Heart. You may focus on this item for 1 minute while holding it to transform into a half-dragon version of yourself. Holy shit. In this form, you retain all your statistics with the following properties. Oh, man. Well, that's pretty awesome. If you're attuned to a legendary version, you may engage in deep meditation with the Dragon Stone for continuous 24 hours. So once these 24 hours are finished, you transform your half-dragon form permanently. Oh my god. That's really good. Okay. Okay, wow. I don't know. I mean, I have him statted as an adult dragon. He's not an ancient dragon, but still. It lasts for 1 hour or until you spend 1 minute focusing on the Dragon Stone. You die. Once you use the transformation, cannot be used until the next dawn. You can do this once per day? Oh my god. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool. Alright, what else we got? Dragon Arrows. They just deal extra damage. That makes sense. Oh wow. Hammond, so generous. 30% chance that the arrow breaks. Otherwise, you can reuse it. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to look at was Fairy Dragon. So let's see if Fairy Dragon shows up. Alright. They get a vial of Euphorance. As an action, you can throw this vial at a creature up to 30 feet away. It shatters in a cloud of sparkly gas. The targeted creature must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, becomes unable to take reactions for 1 minute. Alright. So we got some cool shit here, for sure. Let's see. Fairy Dragon Dust. You may spend an action to sprinkle some of this dust over yourself. If you do, you magically turn invisible, as if under the effects of an invisibility spell. This pouch contains enough dust for 3 sprinkles. Okay. Well, now I kind of want them to kill Osrandian, because I'd love for them to get the ability to make some cool stuff. And if they don't do it now, they're not going to have time to make the stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's going to take time to build these things. Damn. Alright. Alright. Anyways. Let's see. There's also Anne Gergeson's Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which I don't have that one. So Anne Gregerson, let's go check that out real quick. DM's Guild. I thought I had everything, but she covers pretty much everything that comes out. So I might have missed this one. Let's see. Anne Gregerson, Witchlight. No, matching. Alright, hold on. Alright, let's see. Am I like spelling it wrong? Let's see. Back to the beginning. Oh, we'll just do Monster Loot. Hold on. Monster Loot Witchlight. There we go. I own this book. Well, that's good to know. Download. Alright, so let's see. Show me the location. I guess we should move this to our loot folder. Here we go. Move to harvesting. Oh, it says this file is already in here. Man, I'm so lazy. Alright, hold on. I've probably done this before. There we go. Alright, so they might be fighting the Jabberwocky, so I'm a little curious what the Jabberwocky can provide. Let's see. Alright, Jabberwocky claws are double sharp daggers, 2d4 instead of 1d4. That's kind of cool. Jabberwock fangs are double... Wow, 2d6 short swords. Holy shit. Okay. Jabberwock eyes. One eye can be crafted into a Firelion Wand of Destruction, but it takes 75 days. Requires attunement. Once per day as an action, you can emit a 120-foot long, 5-foot wide line of fire from the wand. Well, that's pretty cool. Jabberwock hide can be made into poison-resistant armor. And let's see. Jabberwock scales can be used to make scale mail. Jabberwock teeth, Jabberwock wings. So it's really not any different than a normal dragon. Okay, that's not too bad. Huh, okay. So with that sorted out, oops. Looking at the clock. Oh, I didn't set a timer. We got about 35 minutes that we could keep working on stuff. So let's keep working on stuff. All right. If they decide to return to the elves, they are going to get jumped by the Jabberwocky when they enter the Witchwood. So we need a good map of the Witchwood. Now, we already have a ton of Witchwood maps that we have used, and we could certainly reuse those maps again if we were so inclined. Let's see. This is an outer Witchwood map. Then we got Witchwood Exploration. And then we got Witchwood River. I kind of want to just make a Witchwood map for them to fight the Jabberwocky in. But I feel like there's enough good Fey Forest maps that we shouldn't really be doing that when we have so many other things that we could be doing with our time. But I really like making maps, so I'm kind of torn. What should we do? Let's make a map. No, wait. We have maps for this campaign we're actually supposed to make. So let's just go ahead and grab some heroic maps. Here we go. I think I got some Fey maps. Let's see. Forest Path. There we go. Haunted Forest Path. So let's see. All we have to do is make these look more Fey and less spooky. Alright, so we will go ahead and grab these, open them up in Photoshop. There we go. And let's see. Image, canvas size. All right, so it's going to be 8,400, and then I guess 5,600, like so. All right, go grab the other maps. I think I honestly have a Fey version of these too that isn't spooky that I could probably just go get. I don't know. Let's see. Mm. All right. How best to sew these boys together? I mean, at this point, I should probably just make them have my shelf. Yeah. Let's just make them up ourselves. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do create a new map, and we will choose a fantasy map. We'll do 2K. 40 by 40 should be fine. Create a map. Okay, ignore the warnings, and then we go in and we immediately start painting the ground foresty color. All right, so we've got green fey grass. Let's see, zoom out and paint the whole thing. There we go. I want this to be relatively big, so we do that. There we go. All right, we're gonna go in here and we'll go ahead and grab these purple fey grass. Switch our brush. Make the brush bigger. Oh man, I can't remember any of the hotkeys. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, we're gonna keep the softness high. We're gonna keep the opacity low, and we're just gonna start painting in these purples over the green. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. Let's see. There we go. So we got the green and the purple kind of mixing together. There we go. All right. So that works pretty good. All right, so then we want to create a flow through the area. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the path. Actually, I want to grab some of this forest floor debris. I'm going to throw some of that down as well. So I think that will work pretty good. We're going to go to filter, and we're going to adjust it to be more fey colored. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and start putting some of that stuff down, just to kind of add a bit more like old growth. It's sort of like buried deep down. There we go. You can kind of see like trees have fallen and whatnot. There we go. All right. I really like that blend of colors too. It looks really nice. Okay. And then finally, we'll have this moss, which we'll also adjust the color on. And we'll have that kind of growing in different areas as well, just to kind of add a bit more. There we go. Okay, so that's really gross, like, variation of colors and textures there. It'll look really good when we export it at a higher resolution also. So now we got to figure out where this path is going to be and what color we want to use for the path. So we've got fade dirt right here. That sounds like a good thing. And we're going to go ahead and shrink down our brush, and we want the flow to kind of take them towards the center where there will be like an ambush site. So what we'll do is we'll kind of wrap it around to here, and then there'll be like just kind of a clearing a bit. There we go. Yeah, that works. And then the path will kind of branch out in a couple of different directions. we go. And kind of wind down a bit and out. There we go. So now we kind of get a sense that like there's a center clearing here. We got that dirt. Now I'm going to go ahead and add this kind of darker purple to the center to kind of give it like a worn down, like a rut, you know, like a path. And same thing, let's kind of lead up into here and out and around. This will lead off to the side here. I kind of like whatever's happening there with that green thing, so we're going to leave that. And then the path will wind down that way. Alright, so now we got a little path. Cool. So let's save our work, and we'll call this Fay Crossroads. There we go. Okay, so now we've just got to put a bunch of trees and shit down. So we're going to I'm going to grab some of this purple grass real quick and just kind of put it along the edge of the path here. There we go. There. Kind of help define the edge there a little bit. Alright. So now we go to our stamps. And for the stamps, we want to throw down a couple of rocks. So I can't ever remember if it's rocks or boulders that we're looking for. Let's see. Snow and ice. Fey rocks. Oh, those look terrible. Those are weird looking. I don't know. I don't know if I like those. Alright. Let's see. So stone didn't work. And let's see. Boulder didn't work. What am I looking for? Rock? Maybe? No, that's rock right there. Let's see. Boulder. I thought there were like some rune etched stones. Is that not a... There we go. Yeah, let's use those. Okay, so we're going to have a stone there. And then I kind of like what's going on right here with this green thing. Kind of makes me feel like there should be something there. So we'll put a stone there and a stone there. Let's go ahead and put a big old honking one over here. And maybe a smaller one next to it. Alright. Put a rock here. There we go. Okay. I think that is enough rocks, maybe. Put one down in this corner. Alright. So then we're going to want to put plants and shit on it so that it looks like, you know, a part of the scene. So we got these grasping vines, and they're okay. They're kind of like a little overly aggressive, I think, design-wise, but we could certainly make it work. I almost feel like for the ground cover, these would work pretty good. So let me see. Let's go down a layer. I remember how to do that, I think. There we go. Alright, so we'll go down to the bottom layer, and we'll start dropping these more aggressive, kind of gross vines off. Maybe we should change the colors on them, though. Make it more Feywild color. Let's see. Oh, yeah, hot pink. That's definitely what we need. Alright. So we'll put some there, put some here. I don't know why they're only growing under the rocks. We could probably just put them everywhere. There we go. Okay, and then we'll just pile up trees on top of it later. That works. Alright. While we're dealing with ground cover, we should probably go grab some grasses or something. Let's see. Grass, Fey, sure. Change the color on it. There we go. So for placement with this, we can actually do an area, and that will allow us to sort of paint a bunch of this shit all at once. So if I go to the brush, no wait, that's the size. Hold on. We want the brush size itself. Here we go. And we lower the density a bit. There. So we should be able to just kind of put down this spiky ass grass here, which is a little thick in that area, I will admit. Let's see. You can't like see any of the cool stuff that we put down below. There we go. And then we'll go up a layer, and we will go to some kind of fern. There we go. Change the filter here. Try to get that blue. There we go. And same thing here. We're going to go ahead and just paint on a whole bunch of them. There we go. Now this will look better, I swear, once we put trees over the top of everything. Alright. Let's go to these guys. They look pretty good. Mix those in as well. I feel like the Night Elves from WoW sort of redefined for a lot of people what the coloration of like Feywild stuff is, and that's why we have all these like purples and blues and shit like that. Alright, so now we're going to go to moss? No, not moss. Vines. Alright, here we go. So we could do some regular kind of moss just to get some green like mixed back in, which is fine. There we go. But now we want to individually place these at a higher level so that we could have it sort of growing on these stones. There we go. And let's see, we need it to randomly rotate. There we go. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. Now we could change the color of the moss as well if we wanted to. But what we're going to do instead is we're just going to drop some flowers down. So it looks like flowering moss or whatever. So I'm going to grab these flowers. We're going to go up one more layer. And then we're just going to sprinkle these flowers, lovely little flowers, all over the vines. There we go. And then we're going to go down a layer and put these flowers on top of the moss that we already put down to kind of show that, you know, the flowers are growing on the ground as well in these clumps of moss, and then they're growing up onto the stones. I don't know. It's just to kind of add a bit more variation. All this is going to end up being hidden anyways when we drop trees. I don't know why I bother building up like any kind of ground cover nowadays, because all we need is just trees to hide the ground and then we're good. But it means a lot to me to know that I went in and put like ground cover down. So I guess that's why I do it. Alright, let's see. All these. There we go. Maybe a couple growing on this log. There we go. Lovely. A beautiful place to fight a Jabberwocky, if I do say so myself. Alright, so now we go ahead and add the trees. Okay. Now with the trees, we have these lovely Fey trees. I don't see why we wouldn't just use them. We got these weird Aqua Orb trees. These make pretty good ground cover as well. So I'm going to bring these to like level 3, I guess. And we'll go ahead and put some of these down because they do add some really nice like secret lighting, like highlights, I guess. They kind of have a very mushroom sort of feel to it, so that that also kind of gives you some vibes of it being the Feywild a bit. All right, sweet. Okay. Now we're gonna go in and grab the actual trees for reals this time. All right, and we'll go up another layer and start dropping down these trees. We want nice big ones off screen, if that makes sense, like real big. So we might want to go back to that later. This layer we want relatively small trees, kind of closer in, that we can then layer on top of. And what we'll do is after we'll get all these placed. Oops, I don't want that. I want to have like a kind of a implied trail there. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and change the color out so that this is more purple. There we go. And we'll mix those in as well. All right. And you see what I mean? Like, we can't really see this ground cover anymore because we're just piling the trees on. But where we can see it, it looks, I think, a bit more realistic because we went ahead and planned it out beforehand, right? You wouldn't want to try to put it afterwards, but I guess you could. You could go back in later. Like, we got this stone back here. You can't even fucking see the stone. All right. Let's see. Put that there. All right. Kind of bring this out some more. Try to keep it pretty tight so that we sort of control the flow of the encounter based on this stuff. All right. Now I'm going to grab these green trees and I'm going to add those in as well. And again, you can kind of see that it's almost like a dungeon, right? Like we're using the thicker parts to sort of control the flow of where they would walk and what they would encounter, what they would see. All right, so now we can do these bigger trees on the last layer to kind of show that this is a clearing, but that there's these massive trees in the distance that, you know, are overshadowing everything. And if there was a good way to sort of pump that shadow a bit, we could do that also. But I think that kind of gives you a sense that the forest is just pushing in all around you. And the more of these you do, like the deeper those shadows get, and you kind of get that sense that we are looking down into this glade. All right. I think that is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and take it. Let's see. I'm gonna put a couple of these down here. All right. And that's like a huge path if this is a 40 by 40 map. All right, I like it. So let's go ahead and save it, and that's what we'll use. Took 20 minutes of our time, but I don't know. It's nice to make a map once in a while. And then I'll just throw this up onto Discord and Patreon for anybody that is on Patreon that wants to have another foresty map, I guess. All right, so we'll go ahead and export. We're going to export it at 4K. I said it was miscellaneous prep. I don't know. All right, and then new character has been sent over, so I'm going to download that. Let's go ahead and open up Fey Crossroads and see if there's anything. Ooh, that looks good when you zoom in. Yeah. All right, I like that. some good shadows too. All right, so we could enhance it a little bit more by adding some more shadows if we wanted to, which I'm here, might as well. So we'll go and grab this kind of purple, and then we're going to shadow the areas that we don't want the attention drawn to kind of keep the focus towards the center of the map, which is where we do want the attention. All right, and then we'll do like a soft light, works pretty good there. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and then we'll do one more to just really darken it up back here. Same here, darken that up, darken this corner, darken back here. All right, and then we'll go and do, let's see, probably just another soft light, or maybe even a multiply, but we'll lower the opacity like a ton. There we go. Now we've got some really deep shadows, and your attention kind of immediately leaves the shadows and heads towards the brighter parts, towards the center of the map, which I'm happy with. All right, we're going to flatten, and we're going to save it out as a WebP because it's got the best compression, and then Foundry doesn't like spaces, so we're going to go ahead and put Fey Crossroads, and then we'll put 40x40. And there we go. Now we've got a custom map for them to fight the Jabberwocky in. Alright, back into Red Hand of Doom. We'll go ahead and add a new map. So we'll go to Tile Template, Wide. Drag that over to the Witchwood. And we're going to go ahead and call this Fey Crossroads. There we go. And for now, we will save it. We're going to go here and here. It's weird doing prep for Curse of Strahd and having all the maps like done and made, because like I don't really get to do that anymore. So I think that's part of why I've been itching to make more maps myself. I don't know. Let's see. Red Hand of Doom maps. Tiri Couture. Alright, let's go ahead and grab Fey Crossroads. There we go, drag that out. And I forgot to change the size to 4,000 pixels, but I can do it right now. There we go. And there we go. So let's see. Go here to lighting. We'll put a bounding box around everything. We'll put a bounding box around the map. Here's a good question. Ooh, I didn't have snap to grid on. How sad. Do we want to make it where the underbrush is so thick that they can't see through it? Certainly could. So what we could do with that is if we use these terrain walls, we could do that and then combine that with being ethereal. So the implication here is that the trees are really tall, right? So if we turn off snap and square and we've got these terrain walls, we can go in here and sort of draw where we would want this sort of natural wall to be that the trees are creating. And then you won't be able to see through two of them, but if we make them ethereal, you will be able to walk through them. So that's kind of neat. So just keep clicking and bringing that around. There we go. Same thing over here. And I'm not going to worry about height because we're going to assume that the trees are really high. So if you can fly, it's not going to help you because you'll be high and the other things will be low and you won't be able to see them anyways because the trees will still be blocking that line of sight for you, essentially. All right. We're losing our wall cohesiveness there. There we go. All right, bringing that around. Whoa, my God. Thanks for that alert. Whew. Oh, man. I'm not tired this morning. I get scared of alerts. That's cool. All right, we bring this around like so. All right, bring this over here. And we could even say that it's so thick back here that we create another line and even another line, because any areas that they can't see are unknown, and then the unknown is spooky. I don't know. I'm learning about spooky with Curse of Strahd. I don't know if it's spooky or not. I think it's spooky. I'm going to go ahead and delete the bounding box for now and put it back in when I'm done. This way I can select everything, and we're going to go in here. Oops. All right, let's try again. Once they're all selected, we just got to click one joint. Oh my God. Okay. All right, we just click one joint twice. There we go. That brings up everybody's settings. And then we're going to get rid of movement restrictions. And we're going to say none. Now, they have all the properties of a terrain wall, but you could still move through them, which is cool. All right, going to put a regular wall. I'm going to use the square wall tool, and boom, done. So now if we bring out test dummy, and we place test dummy in the world, test dummy can't see for shit, so that doesn't work. Let's go ahead and give test dummy a light source. All right. And you can see that it's blocking, right? Like, he can kind of see into the woods, but he can't see past a certain point into the woods. Same deal here. He can kind of see into the woods there, but he can't see, like, too far into the woods. So it does provide some, like, blocking, which is pretty good. All right. Now, we don't need it to be super duper dark, so we can go into the settings here and start tweaking that stuff. So we'll go to lighting. We will allow them to see global lighting. That's essentially what unrestricted vision means. We'll increase the darkness a bit. We're going to make the darkness more purple. There we go. We'll make the daytime a bit more purple. Just a little. There we go. And I think that works good. We'll go over to the grid, and we're going to turn the grid way down. There we go. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so they have a nice big path to travel on when they face this creature. Do we want to make it smaller so that it feels like a tighter scene? Like, the Jabberwock can fire a laser 120 feet, but once they lock this thing down, it is going to be a solo fight, so they could kind of stay further away from it. They're not particularly great. Well, no, they're actually very good at range. So yeah, this they got a pretty good party, honestly. I think we could probably just leave it as is for size. Now for weather, we're gonna go in. We're gonna add some clouds, but we'll make those clouds purple to kind of keep the overall theme here. Purple. There we go. All right. And if we wanted to, we could go and add some other stuff to make it cooler and spookier. So if we went to the bazaar, and we went to modules, and we went down to JB2A animation, JKL, there we go. And we go to library, we go to generic. They've got a whole thing just for butterflies. And then what we could do with these butterflies is, let's see, we want bright purple many, there we go, and maybe some green ones. So we'll do these, and then maybe some blue ones. So, all right. So with these things out into the world, whoa, don't want that to happen. We can, so, oh man, hold on. we can sort of spread them around and use them as light sources, essentially. There we go. Now, anybody that's played enough D&D, you know to be careful around butterflies. But, everyone has to learn that lesson eventually. And then we'll put some up here. There we go. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we can then go into lights, and we will add, let's see, fairy light. All right. And we'll set the color to be sort of a blue. There we go. And let's see. We'll slow down the animation a bit. No, it actually looks pretty good with, oh. The intensity here actually changes how intense the colors are. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, so let's see. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll put them in a few places around. There we go. And looks like we got a group over here as well. Yeah, cool. Alright. So now we have a very spooky kind of like scene going on here. I think it's pretty good. And I don't know where our clouds are. I kind of want to see more clouds. So let me turn that up a little bit. See if we get some of these purple clouds to float overhead. Alright. And then I guess the last thing we could do is if we wanted to make the woods denser, we certainly could by going in and adding like another wall here. Because when I was testing it, I didn't really get the vibe that like I couldn't see very far into the woods. So we'll go ahead and change that out real quick too. So like so, and then we'll make the whole chain not restrict movement. All right. I think this is going to be a very cool encounter. We should probably see if the Jabberwock is available in this world, because we may or may not have brought it in yet. So let's see. All right. Cool. Let's see. Going over to actors, we're going to type in Jab. Yeah, we already have a Jabberwocky. Fantastic. So we'll plop him down like so, and we'll hide him. And do we have any deadly butterflies? No. Alright, let's see if we got any deadly butterflies. Let's see. Death butterfly swarm. That's what we want. That's what we need. Alright. And what can we do with this? Alright. I have to figure out where I put my butterfly minis. Were they in hither, thither, yon, palace, miscellaneous, tokens, amber curl, palace, yon? This campaign was so poorly organized. Oh my god. Let's see. Modern, miscellaneous. Maybe I put them in just my normal tokens. Let's see. Beast. Let's see. Butterflies. Hey, there they are. Okay. Alright. And I guess for the name, we should just put butterflies, not death butterfly swarm. That would be dumb. There we go. And they'll bleed, I don't know, pink. Seems good. Oops. There we go. Okay. So basically, these butterflies will definitely jump in on some action once the fight gets underway, because a solo boss is never fun against 6 player characters with 3 pets and all the other crap that they have. So we definitely want to have some extra shit there to spice it up a little bit. All right, and we'll throw these butterflies down off to the side. All right, good. And hide. Okay, so now we have a really cool scene for when they get back into the woods and they start heading back to the elves. All right. Technically, we've done over an hour of prep. I got a few little things I got to do, like import this new character. So let's do that real quick. I made a copy of Guy. We're going to overwrite him with this new character. Hopefully it's not coming from Foundry 10, or there may be some issues. Let's see if it works. Let me ask him. With only 20 minutes left, that's kind of a pain in the ass, but we'll see. Let's see. I'll try to overwrite on this character instead. Let's see. Imports. Go. Go. Selected. Import. And nothing. Yeah. I don't think I could import a Foundry 10 character over Foundry 9. So that's a problem. Alright. Let's see. Well, we'll worry about that later, I guess. Or, I don't know, during the game. Regardless, we have a cool map and a cool encounter planned for them, so that's good. Let's head back to the map of the region. And we got to plan out our prep going into the new year. Okay, so here's my predictions for what they are going to do. The party is currently in the Black Fens. They're currently fighting Osrandian the Dragon. There's a chance that they will defeat Osrandian today, and they will be very happy, and then they will want to make loot and all that kind of stuff. Regardless, they need to finish what they started here. So they may go to Gomex Wallows to try and cure this this totem spirit. They may go to the New Jack Village and kind of quest turn in, as it were. Not a great quest turn in, but they might do it. Eventually, they will want to go back to the Witchwood to tell the elves that they have achieved their goals. Now, at that point, they may or may not push to get owl mounts. It is a very famous move of adventurers playing Red Hand of Doom to try and get owl mounts. Now, they've done a pretty good job of you know, not impressing the elves so far, but they did go and do a lot of cool shit while they were gone. So maybe they could kind of leverage that. But they're going to be missing Guy, so I don't know if they're going to have that same level of silver tongue diplomacy that they had before. Regardless, this is all going to take time. If you look at the calendar, you can see that it's currently the 12th. It's been the 12th for like 3 months IRL. But on Monday, the 1st, the people of Drell's Ferry will be killed. And then a week after that, the people of Terrelton will be killed, and they're going to slowly begin advancing towards Brindle. So time is ticking down. Now, they have a ranger already, an A5E ranger, so travel times are already halved, and he can force march people, I believe, like 50% more than you normally could. So yet again, sort of the ranger coming in clutch by sort of trivializing the outdoor encounter system, right? Because the guy detects everything that's coming and all that. I had a similar character in this campaign the first time I ran it, who was a ranger. So all the travel speeds were halved. Basically, all the random encounters were optional. So they also got around really fast, and they also leveraged to get the owl mounts. I don't know if the writers just know how D&D players think or what, or if it's just the elves are the closest people to Drellin's Ferry, but it seems that the elves are always the first target, and that's also covered in the book as like when they start looking for help, they'll probably go to the elves first. The elves, of course, push you into the Black Fens, which pushes you towards Rest, which gives you the MacGuffin for a Ghost Lord down in the Thorn Waste. Now, whether or not the party wants to go down to the Thorn Waste or not, they're going to have to figure that out for themselves. We already came up with a bunch of quests, which are written here in secret on the map. We have additional side dungeons. We have problems that are affecting people, bone drinkers and witchcross. We got Nergigantes up in Red Rock that they've got to deal with. You got devil problems and Guy's backstory in Elser Cross, but we aren't going to need that anymore. I don't think I have anything going on in Marthen. But Marthen is a part of Marth Forest, and you have to go through Marth Forest to get to the Lancer's Tomb. So if they wanted to do that side quest, they've got to take care of that. I don't know if they'd have time to go all the way back to Denevar, and I don't really know what Denevar would really do, other than just say, we will defend ourselves, but we're not going to worry about Brindle, essentially. If they want to handle a bunch of backstory for Jurt and for Orion, that all happens in the same area between Prosser and Hillwatch, and so there's stuff to do there as well. Yeah. So, like, there's a lot going on. 15 minutes till the game. They seem convinced that they want to go and deal with the dwarves, and the dwarves is going to be a very Dragon Age inspired situation, I think, where the king is there's not like a contest of who should be king, but the king is just a real asshole, and he's basically going to send them into the deep roads, as it were, to do a thing. And if they refuse to do that thing, he's going to say that, it doesn't matter. If they're going to push that we don't have time for this shit, blah, 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 he's going to say, of course you don't have time for the dwarves. You never have, and you never will. And if you don't have time for the dwarves, then why should the dwarves make time for you? Do you see where I'm going with that? So that's kind of how that will be handled. So yeah, what maps do we really need to make this work? So I don't think we need any town maps, and I think that any of the quests that happen in towns we should be able to handle relatively easily. As far as the Barghest Reavers go, we could probably set up a nice town map for that. We have plenty of town maps available. That shouldn't be an issue. We also have a little halfling town that we've used about 4 million times, so we could just bust that map out again. As far as Red Rock goes, we have no shortage of mines and mine maps to work with, so I'm not too worried about that. We have the town of Red Rock already built. I guess we'll have a battle there since I bothered to build it. I don't know. Up here, the Lancer's Tomb, I know which map that is. It's a heroic map. I just have to go grab it and set it up in Foundry. This is a battle against essentially a Dragoon-like Wraith and an actual dragon. And I believe the dragon is a Void Dragon, so it's a pretty tough-ass fight. What we have to work on and what we have to make is we're going to redo all of the Fane of Tiamat. And what we're going to do is in the Wormsmoke Mountains, we are going to create the entrance to the dungeon. The entrance to the dungeon will be guarded similar to how it was in the adventure under the Fane of Tiamat. And then you're going to go into this fortress, but instead of going up, it's going to go down. and then the adventurers are going to find themselves in the Feydark, and so we will need some custom maps for all of that. So Wormsmoke Mountains, it is a ways off though. Now, they can do this a couple of ways. If they find out about the Wormsmoke Mountains, they could go there before the Battle of Brindle and then go back. But narratively, I do like the pacing, and different Red Hand DMs feel differently about this. I like the pacing of them defending Brindle, and they think it's all over, but then it's not all over, because the Battle of Brindle was just about spilling enough blood to summon Tiamat, or in this instance, to summon the Sanguine Lord. So now, with their dying breath, they kind of boast about, you fools, all of this, everything was just a play, a ploy. The earth is now soaked with blood, etc., etc., etc. And then you get like this big cloud of like dark red over here, and then it starts to rain blood down, and then they know that shit's real. They got to go here to this epicenter, and they've got to deal with all of that. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's a really cool pacing. Then they go to the super dungeon. Hey, what's up? I'm glad you're still there, Brewdog, still alive. We're gonna keep trucking. We're not gonna stop. So yeah, I think that this overall will be pretty good. I think it'll work pretty good. Okay, I gave you a blank sheet. All right, so yeah. Can I predict how long this adventure is going to take to run? People have asked me that. Like, how long do I think it's going to go? I don't know, honestly. Currently, we're on, what, episode... Shit. Red Hand of Doom, episode 32. And I said this adventure would take about a year, maybe a year and a half. So I don't think that that's too wrong. They are certainly past the halfway mark. If they get access to the owls, they will be able to access a lot of content, and that will make the campaign take longer. That sounds weird, right? If they move faster, the campaign will be longer because they'll have more content. If they don't get the owls, then they will move slower, which with their ranger just means that they're going to spend a lot of time traveling from place to place, and the game timer is going to burn up, so they're not going to have enough time in the game to do all the things that they want to do. So if I wanted the campaign to end quickly, I would just not give them the owls, period. If I wanted the campaign to go longer and give them a chance to do all the things, then I would 100% give them the owls. Fortunately, I think I have another week or two to decide if they can get the owls or not. But the other thing is, with the owls, there are flying enemies as well. So if they are flying around on these owls, there is a good chance of them just getting interrupted and then the owls dying. So I'll probably just leave it up to the rolls, and then it'll just sort itself out, honestly. But as far as a session prediction, they're going to finish the fight with Osrandian today. They're going to squabble a bit over the drops from Osrandian if they beat him, or they're going to get angry that he escaped, and that will probably derail everything as they try and figure out where he went and how to get him. If they do beat him, after they squabble over the drops, they will drop off the eggs at the New Jack Village. They'll go to Gomex Wallows to try and cure him. They'll head back to the Witchwood for the turn-in. They'll fight the Jabberwocky. That right there sounds like 2 sessions at least. They make it to the Elves, and by that point, it may or may not have been the attack on Drellin's Ferry. If they make it back to the Elves before the attack on Drellin's Ferry, they may decide to head back to Drellin's Ferry and check in which case they will get a dramatic scene with Drellin's Ferry being destroyed and them fighting endless waves of bad guys until they realize that they can't do this, and then that will waste a whole session. From Drellin's Ferry, they would probably decide then to go talk to the dwarves, or go talk to the Ghost Lord. Since they have the Ghost Lord's MacGuffin, it's more it's more likely that from the elves, they will head to Drellin's Ferry with the intention of going down to the Ghost Lord. That's what I think. And then they'll argue that after they're done with the Ghost Lord, they would head over to the Hammerfast Holds, and then they'd loop around to go check on Orion's family and Jert's family over here, and then head back up to Brindle. That's the path that I think they're going to take. If they get to the elves, however, and they decide to not go that direction, I think that they will head through Witchcross to Red Rock, and then from Red Rock they will probably hook back around through Elser Cross and into Brindle. Some people might push for them to go to Denevar. I don't know. A lot of places for them to go, a lot of things for them to do, and all of it is, of course, going to be mitigated by the timer. Yeah. Okay, well, anyways, I got to go run the game. So I hope everybody has a good Saturday, and I might be on later to do some Curse of Strahd prep. We don't stream our Curse of Strahd Classic game, but that is what I'm running tonight. Tomorrow morning, we'll be doing some Curse of Strahd prep in the morning around 8:30 a.m. Then at 10 a.m., we'll be running Curse of Strahd Daybreak. They just made it to Barovia, so things are going to get pretty crazy. They've been pretty calm and mellow the whole time, but it's going to get crazy now. And then tomorrow night, we've got Mythic Odyssey, finishing up Themis and deciding where to go next. Hopefully finishing up Chapter 5 in the next month or so. And then once they finish Chapter 5, of course, it's a roller coaster to the end. Do my role players watch the stream? But players are not supposed to watch the streams for the games that they are in. So yeah, to answer that question. And then let's see, Monday we continue Odyssey Prime, currently in the realm of well, I can't say, but they're doing planeswalking stuff and it's pretty crazy. Nothing on Tuesday. Wednesday, Monster Hunter with Dom resumes. Thursday, Curse of Strahd Nightfall resumes. And then nothing on Friday, and we'll be back here next week. Keep an eye out in January. We are going to be releasing 2 new adventures based on the Game Hero Quest. They're part of a 14-quest series that you can kind of run as a campaign if you are that into dungeon crawling. All right. Well, I'm going to switch over to run my game. I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.